Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Ogbanje Joseph. Please subscribe to this channel, share, like, as well as drop a comment on the comment section. So today we're going to be looking at the evolution of international organization. Our lecture today is titled Evolution of International Organization. Now, the historical evolution of international organization dates back, to the 19th century, while the 20th century is described as a period of the proliferation of global and regional organizations. The Congress of Westphalia of 1648 was a significant milestone in the development of international organizations, as it also marked the evolution of the state systems. In the 19th century, diplomacy was a traditional medium through which international affairs were conducted, especially during the Concert of Europe, where states met to deliberate political issues of mutual interest based on the awareness of interdependence. One of the most significant developments in the latter half of the 19th century was the emergence of a multitude of international administrative agencies or public international unions in respect to the growing need for cooperation in resolving economic and social problems requiring coordinated action. Among the international organizations that were set up were the European Commission for the Danube that was set up in 1806, the International Bureau of Telegraphic Administration, 1868, the Universal Postal Union, 1875, the International Bureau of Weights and Measures, 1875, among others. Another important evolutionary trend of international organizations was the Hague system of international conferences. This provided the platform for international negotiation and led to a more realistic definition of community of states. An attempt was then made to institutionalize the international relations process of settling international disputes with the establishment of agencies like the Convention for the Pacific Settlement of International Dispute adopted in 1899. This brought, in 1899, now, this actually, brought to the fore, the appointment of ad hoc commission of inquiry and for the creation of a permanent court of arbitration. The Hague system, now the Hague system, the Council of Europe and the public international unions attested to the potential value of international organizations as instruments of world peace through the institutionalized procedures and crisis management in the conduct of international relations. However, the formalized phase in the evolution of international organizations began with the establishment of the League of Nations and later the United Nations Organization. The League of Nations was designed to provide an institution through which its members, acting collectively, might identify threats to world peace and take measures such as sanctions and even military action to an aggressor. The United Nations Organization, coming on the failure of the League of Nations, is committed to maintaining international peace and security, attempt to end the war and discussions on post-war policy led to the series of conferences and declarations, among which was the Moscow Declaration, which proclaimed the need to establish a general international organization based on the principle of sovereignty, sovereign equality of all states, for the maintenance, of international peace and security, in furtherance, peace and security, right? Now, in furtherance of the objective for countries of the world to join in the building of international peace and security, 44 states met in Bretton Woods, USA, where two international financial organizations known as the International Monetary Fund, IMF, and the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, World Bank, were established. On August 21, 1944, a meeting of the great powers, USSR, Britain, USA, and Canada, was held at Dumbarton Oaks in the USA, to draw up proposal for a general international organization, leading to the agreements concerning the establishment of the United Nations. On October 24, 1945, all the big powers had ratified the charter to bring the international organization, which now stands at the 198 member states, into effect. Now let's just look at the types or typology of international organization. What are the typologies of international organization? Now, the first typology or the first type of international organization is the universal organizations. Now, a global organization in which all or almost all states in the world are members can be referred to as international organization. Now, for example, the United Nations organization, is actually an international organization. Now, it is an international organization because it is a multi-purpose global organization which operates in various facets, which could include security, social, economic, cultural, and educational, as well as scientific exchange. There are also single-purpose or functional global organizations, specialized, global organizations, specialized intergovernmental organizations like the International Labour Organization, World Health Organization, International Monetary Fund, Food and Agricultural Organization, United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, etc. These are single purpose or special purpose organization. Then number two typology of international organization is regional organizations. Now, regional organizations are international organizations. They are actually international organizations where there is a trend for nation states, to form regional groupings embracing the territory of a few states. Now, regional organizations make themselves jointly responsible for the peaceful settlement of disputes which arise among themselves, and for the maintenance of peace and security in their respective regions. Now, regional organizations like the African Union and the European Union are formed with the objective of safeguarding interests and the development of their economic and cultural relations. Now, regional organizations are arrangements with which are voluntary association of sovereign states within a certain area. Regional organizations exist for the purpose of taking joint action in the event of any threat to their economic, social, and political security. There are two major recurrent patterns of regional organizations. Now, the hegemonia one, in which a great power serves as a nucleus around which the lesser, power cluster either to seek protection of their bigger enemies or a protector. The other is the political units with less pronounced disparities of power, which unite against a common danger. Among the regional organizations operating in the international system are the Organization of African States (OAS), which was set up in 1890. Then we also have African Union (AU) and the Arab League, and of course the European Union (ETC). Then we have economic groupings. That is another type of international organization. Now, economic groupings are the regional institutions like the Economic Community of West African States (ECOWAS) and the Southern African Development, of course, Commission, that are organized for the purpose of bringing rapid economic development to member states. Now, economic integration has given much impetus, to the formation of regional arrangements that proceed from bilateral, mutual assistance among states, which gradually develop into a broader political organization. Okay, so that is actually economic grouping. Now let us look at political groupings. Now, political groups like the Organizations of African Unity, okay, the African Union, were formed to face the challenges of colonialism, exploitation, and imperialism. The objective of political groupings are to achieve greater unity and solidarity between the members, between the member countries and the peoples, accelerate rapid political and economic, and socio-economic integration, promote peace, security, democratic principles, and institutions, as well as popular participation and good governance. Thank you very much.